Hello, hello, hello. How you guys doing? Right. This old guide is meant to obviously show you guys how to start and scale a trend hijacking business. Yeah, from like zero to like 10K a month in profit. In only like 30 to 60 days guaranteed. I'm saying guaranteed because I know how powerful this thing is. Right. If you guys are going through this guide, it's like for those of you that can't potentially you can't afford the full course right now because I've actually got a full course on this thing. But I want to add a mini course here, which is obviously this one for free. So you guys are able to go through the mini course and still get results. I want you guys to be able to go through the mini course and still get a ton of result. And then when you do get result, you can then invest in the actual course if you want to. Like the goal is to again equip all of you guys going through this with everything that you need here to start getting results. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you guys through before I get into the trend hijacking guide itself and everything you need to know about the trend hijacking. I'm gonna walk you guys through my personal story. I'm gonna walk you through like everything, like all of what's working in the industry right now, and like the merit and the demerit and everything you just need to know about dropshipping as a whole, and how this trend hijacking sort of approach is just, it's just the best out of all of it. It's just that, you're looking at everything as a better eye view, and you're able to come up with like the best strategy, to get into the market and start potentially getting results. So that's the reason I came up with this trend hijacking idea. And you guys will see why it's just literally the best one, like going through this course. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so this is gonna be the video. I'm just recording right now, so you're gonna be able to actually play this video right here. But like for now, this is just a placeholder, right? So my story going from an illegal immigrant working as a kitchen potter to now doing over $2 million in sales online. And so growing up, right, my mindset was I knew it was possible to make it. I knew it was possible to make money. I didn't know that anything internet money existed back then, but like I knew like one had to put in the work to get results. That's what I believed in. But so growing up, I went to university. I finished with like distinction in the University of Lagos. It was awesome. I was always busy, reading books. I was like the A student in school, the A student that was used to, going to the library, using the library, and I was just working to becoming a better version of myself. I had zero social lives, and I was just always focused on, like building myself, learning stuff, and getting. I was always constantly doing stuff back then. There was always one thing and the other I was working on, and this was me back in uni. I was like my third year in uni right here. And while in uni, right before I finished uni, right before my first year in uni, and the reason I'm telling you guys this whole story, just so it makes sense how this whole trying to hijacking approach like came about. Like it would make a lot of sense. Just follow along, right? So right before I finished uni, right, I noticed something called like the. Obviously, I knew like I could start a business. I knew it would be nice because I see people start business and make money. And the question for me back then was, okay, what's it like to actually start a business in Nigeria? Was in Nigeria old as well? What's it like starting a business in Nigeria? But so I started to attend this startup grind event. Startup grind basically is like a Google entrepreneur meetup where like they invite like biggest entrepreneurs in Nigeria. They do in the UK. There's a version of it in the UK, like the biggest city in every country is in New York as well. Right, so this was the Lagos version. I used to go to like the monthly meetup where I go there. They would invite like the biggest entrepreneurs, the really rich guys in Nigeria. They would invite them over. And what I realized from listening to this guy's story is that you don't need to finish, you don't need to have a first class, you don't need to finish, you, you don't need to have a degree, you don't need to, finish with distinction to really make it in life. You don't have to be a celebrity, you don't have to be famous, you don't have to be successful to be financially free. You don't need anyone to know you to be financially free. You could really make money without going to uni and having good grades, without becoming a celebrity or being famous on TikTok and, everywhere. You don't need to become a musician, you don't need to be a celebrity, you don't need to be like an athlete, a successful athlete or anything. You just need to understand like what problems and solution is, understanding like problems and find a way to provide a solution to those problems, and then you can get paid. So I see those entrepreneurs, like entrepreneurs in Nigeria, doing and making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, and profit. And I see these guys, and to me back then, I was like, oh, okay. I was the part I was following was okay. I was going to finish well, finish uni well. I was going to get a job. Life was going to be good, and but like back then, right when I was in 400 level, I would usually see like past graduates that finished well, finished with first class and distinctions. They'll come back to the uni, to visit or do some things, and then you see the way they're dressed. They're not driving like massive cars yet, and I've been looking at them like, wait. I thought once you're done with uni, like everything becomes easy. Like you meant to get a job, your life is meant to be good. But the reality back then in Nigeria, and it still is right now, is like even with a first class, it's hard to get a good job. And when you do get a good job, all you would get paid is like what, $200 to like $300 or something along that line. You never really get paid good money compared to what you would get maybe in the UK. In Nigeria right now, you probably get paid like you get a good job, a fresh graduate, maybe like if you're lucky, about £300 to about maybe $50 a month, and that's good money in Nigeria. That's good money. I saw that. I knew that there had to be a way. There had to be a way to get than that. For me back then, and that's when I started to obviously attend meetups like this, and the monthly meetup to really expose my mind to really like learn more about what's going on out there. Okay, what are the other ways to make money? What are the other correct part out there? And just seeing other people do stuff like this will really open my mind to. This was the beginning. This is how my old journey started as an entrepreneur. This is how it started. Okay, so right after this, I still obviously finished uni. I'm a chartered HR, human resource person. I got a CIPM chartered. This is my uncle. My uncle is basically like that. That real uncle you'd want to be like, or you want to look up to. That advice you, hey, just go to school. Get a good grade. You get a good job because the correct part is followed. When that old advice, the old advice for you to go to school, finish well, get a good job, life up a good. Like it started back then, it started back then, and it worked for him. But like in this era, it doesn't work anymore. Back in this era, like that was the advice that he knew. That was the advice he gave me. I see like his big things, got big houses, it's got like massive cars, and you see uncles like that. I'm sure everyone has an uncle like that. Yes, and I know you guys do. Someone you look up to and say, I want to be as rich as this guy. So that was him. It was the uncle that I used to look up to. So his advice was for me back then was to, get a good job. I mean, finish well. And that's exactly what I did. That's why I went to uni. That's why I finished. So this was me on my graduation day at uni. And yeah, finishing with first class. That's my guy K, and I thought life would be awesome. But like, at this point, I knew, maybe getting a job isn't for me. I just knew it. Maybe getting a job isn't for me, and I just knew there are other ways to make money out there, and I just didn't want to waste time. I had the mindset that after uni, I should be able to get a job to get my mom a car or do something good for my mom. Do you know what I mean? Like at this point, I just knew, but like I knew maybe having a first class wasn't exactly what we thought it was back then. So I knew these all odds well, and at this point, I was just thinking about okay, what's next? What other things would that do? That was me when I did like a NYSC. If you guys don't know what that is, like you have to set right after graduate, you have to serve your country for like a year or so. It was me in Nigeria going for the NYSC thing in Nigeria. And so right while I was doing NYS, I started thinking about, hey, I think this country might be, I just really couldn't see myself being in the country anymore. And just thought, okay, maybe I'm just going to move elsewhere. So I had a friend in the UK called Kola, and he would tell me how much he was earning on a monthly basis, and I would compare that to what you would normally earn in Nigeria, and he's like times 10 or times 20 of that. And I'll be thinking like, I can't, there's no way I'll be in the system. So I had to move to the UK, you know. So I had to literally, and the moment I got into the UK, all of my certificate, became irrelevant. Like all of the certificate became relevant because obviously I moved to the UK. All the certificate became relevant. like all of the certification, like the CIPM certification, everything became literally irrelevant, and I had to start from zero. So I knew, hey, it's a lot of work I need to put in place. That I need to really. So I used to be at my uncle's place. I was living with my uncle, and I was sleeping in his living room on his couch, and this was me sleeping one of his. I thought I took these pictures. Just some hard times, and eventually I got my own place. I got my own place, like this box room in Barking. If you guys know what Barking is, but box room in Barking was tough, man. It was tough. I got a job as well. I was making money. Like my first job, the first job I had was a kitchen porter job. I did that for 2 weeks, and I made like times two of what you would make in Nigeria. If you work for a whole month, I mean like times two of that, and that's a good job in Nigeria, really good job. So I made like times two of that, and it's like, whoa, okay. So I started making that little bit of money, and I thought, okay, I was gonna put in the work. So I was working crazy hours. I started to work like 70 hours a week. I started doing like 15 to 17 hours a day, doing double shift a day. The money was good. It was so much money. And after I did this for a while, for like 2 years, and I realized like I wasn't really good. Obviously, I was making good money. I was making, I was doing like £2,000, 2,500 a month, and take home salary. That was a lot of money for me. And but like back then, I knew it wasn't sustainable. I knew I couldn't do that forever. And at that point is what I realized that I stopped learning stuff. I was my background. I was a first class student. I was a very education inclined. I like to learn a lot of stuff. I just stopped learning. And at this point, I just thought like there's no way I would be doing this or kept doing this. And that's when I started to look at other avenues to doing stuff. Right. So I started with I started my entrepreneurial journey with like photography, did that for a little bit. I even have a photography page right here. That's my photography page. I'll take like a lot like great pictures, get jobs. But like it wasn't paying well as well. I was making, per job back then I'd make like £200. If I get like a wedding photo shoot, it'll be like £500. But it wasn't good money, it wasn't consistent enough. That was me. Like I took all of those pictures, it wasn't consistent enough, and I just knew I couldn't do this. I couldn't do this for long enough. It wasn't consistent enough. I knew I couldn't do this for long enough, and I just thought, okay, I'm gonna try something else. So I started doing like event decoration. That wasn't consistent as well. Like it was a little bit. This was like side hustles. They were not consistent enough for me to just really focus on them. I moved on to, and these were things I was learning off YouTube. Just learning all of these skills off YouTube. Photography, I learned off YouTube. Event decoration, YouTube as well. Selling cards as well. So I was buying like cheap cards, and I was flipping them. I'll buy a card that's worth like £1,000, even £700, and I'll flip it, but like it was taking too long to sell. And all this while, I couldn't even drive a car, but I was buying and selling cars. I was doing that, but like that wasn't constant enough. And that's when I found eBay dropshipping. The eBay dropshipping, I did it for a little bit, made a little bit of money, but like I was making peanuts, making like £4, £5 in profit per sale. And that was in, and with eBay, you couldn't really scale like that aggressively because you, again, dependence on the traffic that eBay gives you. Like you couldn't really scale aggressively. Was heavily dependent on the traffic. I was doing this for a little bit, and I realized, I couldn't do that long enough. And that's when I realized something called Amazon Kindle. If you guys don't know what Amazon Kindle is, basically where you write a book. You write a book and you try to sell on Amazon. You might think it sounds crazy, but people actually buy. Like, so I wrote this book, and it was crazy. Like, if you guys want access to this book, let me know. I'm just gonna give you access to it. But like, I really spent a lot of time just write. This book still sell up to date. Like, I still get people buy from me, you know. But like, it wasn't consistent as well. I did that for a little bit, nothing consistent. And that's when I moved on to was when I found a video on dropshipping. I was doing it for a little bit. I was researching on YouTube how to make money online. That's when I found YouTube. I found YouTube right here. I found dropshipping on YouTube. I did that. I started to learn about dropshipping. That sounds different because you could have your own website, you could have your own store, you could launch your own ads. You have control over the traffic and you can scale aggressively. That sounded different, and that's when I started to pursue it. So 6 months down the line, eventually I made my first big win, which was when I did like 12K in like a week in sales. But using the classical approach of dropshipping. I'm still gonna get into all of that. That's what I was selling, was this little motorcycle toy. Right. I saw that for a while. A lot of people loved it. Look at the comment. People were liking it like crazy as they would scale it up. Within a week. After, like, while I was scaling this, there was a day we did almost 4,000 a sale. I recorded all of these on my Instagram, so you guys could go check it out. Almost 4K in sales a day. And I was thinking, my life is about to really change. Like, I'm going to quit my job. This month I was thinking about quitting my job already. With it, like, like, quit my job already. And all of this success didn't last for long. Like, he actually shut lived. And I'm gonna explain to you guys what happened. So I made all of these sales. I was getting the product for like £24 or thereabout. I was getting the product for like, actually it was around like $10. I was selling for like 24.99 by making a profit of like $14 on every sale. And I sold about all of this, almost 400 altogether. After all of this, there almost 400 in sale, 400 unit. And it was right before Christmas, so I had to fulfill it. And so I went to I was using CJ Dropshipping to fulfill. I went back onto CJ Dropshipping and I realized that the listing that I originally sold for this product disappeared. Like, I could not find the listing anywhere. I couldn't find the original listing anywhere. And the next listing I saw was selling it for like £22. I was selling it for 24.99 in my store, and the next seller that I found, next always seller, the supplier I found was selling for £22. So there's no way I was going to fulfill that because I was going to be a massive loss. So eventually I couldn't find any supplier, to fulfill these orders, and I had to refund all customers. It's crazy. I had to refund all of the customers, and this was the worst experience. I was really depressed for a little bit. I was really depressed. I lost all of that money. I even lost more than this. All of that money I spent on ads, all of the money I spent on, all of the apps I was using, the testing, everything. Literally, I just lost it. But then like a week, it was crazy. And then obviously I had to return to work. I started working again because I wanted to obviously. I knew it was possible. I was working again. I went back to work for like another 6 months. Forgot about dropshipping, but like that dream just never go. It never goes away. Like, it would never go away. Like, that old dream like never went away. And knew like dropshipping was possible because I made success with it one time. I knew I could do it again. But so I started to. This was me at work. Basically, I would hide in a changing room at work. I brought my computer to work. And I'll be working. I took a picture of this because I knew like eventually I'll be able to tell the story. Right, so I've been working, I've been researching, product research, building stores, launching ads. I did that for a lot of different times, and I couldn't figure it out. I was using a classical, I was using Facebook ads. There's a lot. And the thing about Facebook ad again, I'm still gonna get into that part. But the thing about Facebook ad, you guys need to understand, is like there's a lot of different moving parts. And I just, for some reason, I just couldn't get it right. Until I stopped. I decided to stop because I wasted so much money just testing a lot on Facebook. I was getting a lot of different suspension. Like right now, my personal Facebook page has been like, I didn't even have a personal Facebook page because it got disabled. I was using my girlfriend's one. I got disabled as well. I was using my uncle's one. That didn't go, thankfully. Like, I was using a lot of different people's like Facebook account just to run ads. It was crazy. I was getting suspension like everywhere. I spent so much money, and eventually I stopped it. So when I stopped it, I found a course on Google Ads. I bought this course from a guru, YouTube guru online. I took this course on Google Ads. I took do that for a little bit as well. That didn't work out, but like that gave me something. With Google Ads, the difference between Facebook and Google Ads, that with Facebook ads, you're reaching a cold audience. You guys know what cold audiences are? People that they've never heard about your product before. They might not even know about the problem you're trying to solve. They're like totally new to the product, right? And it's usually a bit challenging to get those people to buy from you. So people that run Facebook ads will usually have, like, if they're lucky, it's like 1 to 2% conversion rate. But like, if they're really good, maybe like 3%. That's really good. Well, Google Ads is a bit different. With Google Ads, you're only targeting people that are searching for products. So when people say see an ad, what do they do? They go on Google, or they want to buy a product that maybe they've been researching, and they want to research a product. What do they? They go on Google, they find that product, and if your ad is right there, like, they'll be able to buy from you. So that made so much sense to me. You get like a really good conversion rate of around like 4%, and that made a lot of sense. And I thought, So I was trying Google Ads for a little bit. That really didn't work out until I thought to myself, okay, why do I need to, why do I need to be wasting money? Why can't I just find whoever is running a product right now, they're selling it, and then just copy whatever they're doing? I'm not talking about copying verbatim. I'm talking about just leveraging what, like, they're selling the product already. Okay, if they're selling and using Facebook ad and they're scaling really aggressive, they're making a lot of money. What I was gonna do was I was just gonna create a similar store. I wasn't gonna copy it. I was gonna sell the exact same product they're selling. I was gonna create a similar store. I was gonna learn from the structure. I was gonna model whatever they have going on and build on it. I wasn't copying. I was building on it. So I did that for the first store, for the floppy fish. The floppy fish got to a store, right? And I did that, and I was like literally bidding on the name of the product called floppy fish. I was ranking number one on Google. I was ranking number one on Google. I did that, and literally from the first day I started seeing profit. And that was different. I started seeing profit. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like that before. And boom, immediately, the same month, literally, look, I started this beginning of the month. The same month, I did almost 85K. This is like over 100K in dollars, 100K profit in sales in dollars. But this is the first store. This is literally the first month. I did 100K, literally that first month. It was crazy. And then the same month, I went on to create this, like, another store called the dog drying coats or something. It was the dog, something like a dog bed. I think it was a dog bed. Right, same store. So I had two stores running. It's crazy. I created these like literally like on the 20th, lunch there, boom. This month was my first month where I did 100K. It was crazy. It was unreal. I'd never done anything like that before. And then that's when I realized, maybe this strategy actually worked. Right. So after I did this, and I started to create in several different stores, I started going in several different stores, and I was seeing like similar success, getting similar result. I'm still gonna get into how all of that works, and this is literally the old process, yeah, that get back to the trend hijacking strategy. I'm still gonna get into all of that details. Still gonna get into all of that, but this is literally how I started. Me basically thinking, okay, why can't I just copy from what's working already? Not copying verbatim, but literally modeling on what's working and then using Google Ads instead, and leveraging the traffic and stealing the traffic and customers, rather than running Facebook ads myself and trying to sell to people that have never heard about my product. So I did that. I tried out a couple of times with all the different products, and up to this point, I've gone to a stage where I've done over 2 million in sales. Okay, so and what I've also done, because I saw, maybe this thing is working for me, but is it also going to work for other people? So I tried doing a lot of different people. Like, I'm gonna leave a case study video here, where, like, right below this, where you'll be able to see like literally every student has gone through this course, and I've been able to get results. Right, so I actually let other people on that strategy. I let a 16 years old boy on that strategy called Mustafa, and a couple of other people, and at this point, we've gone a ton of people see so much results. So this is the video. You guys can go ahead and actually play this video. You see a lot of people that have actually gotten results, gone through this free guide. They all went through this free guide. Some of them obviously students, but most of them went through this free guide, to get the result that they've gotten. And if they could get as much result, you certainly could. Okay, so we're going to move on now. I'm going to show you guys obviously the mindset. So what mindset should you actually have by starting this trend hijacking strategy? Okay, first of all, you need to start thinking like a global citizen. And this is what I mean. But you don't just belong to the country that you live in, because we're not just selling to, if you're in the UK, we're not just selling to the UK. If you're from India, we're not just selling, like, we're not selling to Indians. If you're in Nigeria, we're not selling to Nigerians. If you're in Ghana, if you're in, like, regardless of the country you are, we're selling to literally people that will buy from us. And it doesn't mean even if you're in the United States, we're not just selling to people in the US. No, we're targeting literally everybody that's going to buy from us. That's the first thing you need to understand. Two, if you're in Nigeria especially, like, you need to start thinking in hard currency. Like, if you're in a third world country, start thinking in hard currency. How can you make more money, in hard currency? Because again, we're not selling your local currency. We're going to be selling dollars or pounds or even Australian dollars if you're in Australia, whatever it is. And that's the only way we're going to be getting a ton of results here using this strategy. And it's actually easier than you think to get results. You just need to commit. Like, Most people think it's hard to get results. Like if you obviously when you're starting out, it's gonna get a bit difficult. Like the moment you get, all you need is your first sale. Like all you really need. Again, if you could get your first sale, you could get a ton more results. Okay, you get your first sale, everything else becomes easy, right? And obviously you need to be consistent and again really tenacious because you only fail once you give up. It won't be easy, especially if you don't follow all of the strategies I'm going to outline. If you don't, you need to follow it to the teeth. If you do that, you get results. Okay, success it needs more success, and that's why you need to focus on getting your first sale. If you could get your first sale, you could get 10, you could get 100, you could get 1,000, you could get way more than that. If you scale to, if you get your first £10 in sales or $10 in sale, you could get your 100K in sales. Success. The more success you get, the more you work on getting more result. The more success you get, the more success you get, the more success you actually work and get in. And it just works like that, and the cycle just continues. And that's the only way you're going to be able to get real result. Again, speed. You need to walk like someone else is trying to steal from you. Again, if you don't position yourself, you don't position your store where you get people to click on your ads and buy from you, it's going to be a bit challenging to get results. Right? You need to be moving fast because everyone is trying to steal from you. Every competitor out there is trying to get your money, is trying to get your customer. So if you're not quick enough by to position yourself where you would get sales, right, and get that customer buy from you instead, like you're gonna be losing customers. You're not gonna make money, right? So you need to be moving fast, getting things done quickly. All right. So before you get rich, like I mean, you need to get rich before you get legal. A lot of people start a business or start dropping, start thinking about the legal part of it. How do I pay taxes? No, all of that come later when you start making money. Don't think about even unless you have to register a business. You don't even need to register a business to start a dropshipping store. No, you need to get in the habit of making money. But when you start making money and you start seeing results, it becomes easier. Then you could start obviously looking to pay your taxes and get legal. But before you do that, you need to start getting the money in, start making profit before you go register a business and get registered. Okay, start doing all of that first. Again, use what you have. I know a lot of you have like resources. Some of you have like the finances to scale stuff. Some of you have family members, especially if you're going to be doing organic. I'm still going to touch on everything. Use the resources you have. If you're not really good at, building a site or doing graphic work or building logos or things that you manage, just, have friends and family and people that can help you. Let them help you. Use all the resources that you have. You build a store, you need to get people's opinion. Send it to your friends and family. Ask them if they will buy from that store. But don't even tell them it's your store. Send them the website and say, okay, you saw this product, are they going to buy from it? And they will critique it, they'll tell you why they won't buy from it. And then you learn from, the experiences. Use all the resources that you have. Your business won't last forever, so you need to make as much money as you can quickly. So the reason I'm saying that is because when you do have a winning product, you need to be able to scale it aggressively as you can. You need to milk it very quickly. Because why? Because the other people looking at that product are looking to that start that product. And while you have it, what is working for you, you need to make the most. You need to literally take advantage of it and make the most money as you can. So while if you have any product working and you spend only like $200 a day on ads to generate maybe like 600 or 1,000 in sales, you need to spend more to find a way, even if it means lending money from family and friends. And that's why I said you need to use all the resources that you have. Even if it means lending money from family and friends, in as much as you're making money, you're not losing money. You can lend money, you can get money from friends, even if you have to use your credit card. You need to scale as quickly as you can, right? So you need to make the most money as quickly as you can because the product won't sell forever. It's all of the stores that I've run and I'm still running. I know they won't last forever. They're only going to sell for a period of time and then it will stop selling. Then you have to move on to the next thing. So while it's working, you need to make the most of it. Don't wait. Go quick, and be fast. And people don't buy on pricing, so branding matters, and that's why your store needs to look so branded. It needs to look so good. I'm gonna get into all of those details to look really branded, and that's the only way that you're gonna get real result and stand out on the market, stand out and be different from the competition. Because again, we don't want to be charging the lowest price. No, we want to charge something that makes sense, but it's not gonna be the cheapest in the market. No, so attention is free advertising. Attention is free advertising. So while you're running your store, if you could do organic, do it. If you could create content online, create it. Prioritize income over fulfillment. So again, dropshipping You need to get the income in. You need to get the money rolling in first. But and that's like the most important thing with dropshipping as well. Is like, hey, all we're looking to do is make money. Obviously, we're going to fulfill others, but what's more important is getting the money in. Even if you don't have the stock, you've not figured out how to fulfill the others yet. Still gonna get to that part. If you've not figured out how to how to fulfill the orders, get the sales in. The sales is in, or once you're getting the sales in and the money is coming in, you'll be able to get a supplier that's going to fulfill the order. So again, prioritize income. Well, you have to fulfill others. You have to. I see a lot of people scam people in the space. No, we're not scammers. We're not trying to scam anybody. You get paid. Yeah, if you have the sort of delays, even if you have to reinvest whatever money you have on ads again, to get more money and then fulfill afterwards. It's just really learning to manage a customer relationship. Sending emails to customers and letting them know about the delays and things like that. But again, the goal here is to make money. So you need to get the money coming in. We'll fulfill the others. Right? But we need to always get the money coming in. Right, that's the most important thing, and then fulfillment comes later. So moving forward, nobody is broke, especially in a recession. And people saying, "Oh, maybe it's broke right now, so I shouldn't be spending a lot of time on my business." Or a lot of people are broke right now because there's a recession, and maybe people won't be buying stuff, or people are not buying from me because there's a recession. No, if people are not buying from me, it means they're buying it from someone else. Yeah, if people are not buying from you, they're buying elsewhere. It just means like your product isn't as important enough for them to actually want to buy it or prioritize it over something else. But again, like I mentioned, take massive action. Massive result is the only way. Like massive action, taking massive action is the only way to get results. Okay, so we're gonna move forward now, but like that's what you need to know for now. So the question you're probably having right now is, okay, we're like 30 minutes into this video already, and we've not even talked about dropshipping and how dropshipping works. So if you're new to dropshipping, let me basically explain to you how it works. So the way dropshipping works, again, for those that are new, right, is that you find a product that's selling on the internet right now, right, or everywhere, or that product that has the potential to sell. Right, you're listing your website, you run ads, you have customers to come onto your website. They come onto your website, they buy from your store, and when they buy from you, if the product costs like £10 from the supplier, you list in your store for like £25 or even £30 or dollars. They come onto your store, right? They spend like the £30 or $30. You pay your customer $10 or the £10, and the supplier sends to the customer. So all you're doing is you're being the middleman, connecting the supplier, connecting the supplier products to the customers. Yeah, through your store. You do that enough times, if you could sell 1,000 products, you're making £10 or $10 per sale. That's like 10 times 1,000 unit. That's like 10,000. That's how you make money. That's how we make money in this space. So, but right now, it's actually never been easier to get started with dropshipping. Like I'm so confident that if you take the secret of dropshipping that I'm about to expose to you in this slide, yeah, if you put all of that into consideration and put into practice and obviously take action, you will be making at least 2,500 in profit. In the next, I don't want to say 60 days. 60 days is too long. The next 30 days, I'm pretty sure that I'm so confident you do that. If you put in the work, you get the results. You guys would see out on the next couple of slides, but like it's so easy, right? So this presentation basically is for people that if you're looking to own your e-commerce business, yeah, with the potential of generating upwards of like over three. I'm saying over. I don't want to say up to. I want to say generating over 3,000 a month. Because some people want to make a lot of money. Some people are okay making 3K a month, yeah, which is ideal. Just if you can make 3K a month, be able to replace your business. Then you have a passive income. You have to replace your business. I mean, you'll be able to replace your job, not your business. Right, so if you're able to replace your job, then you can just focus on really growing your business. Okay, that's the first thing. Some people, if you've launched a dropshipping store in the past and you failed a couple of times and you're looking to, you're getting inconsistent results, you're looking to have something more stable, this is the guide for you. If you're seeking to, create a seven-figure business and generate income for you while you're sleeping and having fun with family, this is the guide for you. If you're enrolled in you have a job or you're working a 9 to 5 and you're looking for something to create passive income that's more sustainable and could be scaled heavily, this is literally this is the business for you. Okay, so how does it work? Okay, the way dropshipping works, I explained it earlier. Again, you do product research, you find a product, you find a supplier, you build a store, you add your profit. If you source it for like $5, you add like $5 to it, you run ads, you get a sale, you run ads and get a sale maybe $10, you fulfill the orders, you remove the what you spend on ads and the supplier, the product cost from the supplier, you remove it from the sales and boom, you have your profit. That's basically how dropshipping works. It's easy. People have been doing it for ages and ages and ages, and we're just trying to do it differently. But trying to do something entirely different. It's entirely different. You guys are going to see how this is different and how the trend hijacking system just works so differently, and how you're going to get some insane result using the strategy. So how does dropshipping? The reason dropshipping works so well because yeah, it's very low, like barrier to entry. Low investment where you don't need warehouse or upfront inventory. You don't need to have a big team. You can do it anywhere from anywhere in the world, and that's how it's like so easy. That's why a lot of people do it. That's why a lot of people get results. So these are the four dropshipping approaches, right? So the four dropshipping approaches you need to be looking at, okay? And if you're gonna start dropshipping, like one of these four, obviously the trend hijacking approach is one of it, but and it's like the easiest and the fastest way to start getting results. But I just want to show you guys. I want to outline the other approaches, just so you know, okay, what's available out there. And if you're interested in them, like good for you, go for it. But like if you're interested in trend hijacking approach, which is what I'm going to be explaining on the last slide, how it works, explain how to create a store, how to launch, how to find good products, how to launch the website, and everything that you need to know to get started and start seeing results today. Okay, so the first approach right here, okay, is the classical approach. Okay, so how does this classical approach? The classical approach is basically when you know, you go on Facebook or you find a product on AliExpress, you build a general store around it or a niche store around there, and then you launch like Facebook or Instagram ads to it, and you just keep testing a ton of different until you find until something start working. But the thing about this approach is like it's actually there's a lot involved, and if you're able to figure it out, but you can scale aggressively. However, it has on the merits and this is like the approach I was trying. I tried for like my first year in dropshipping, a classic approach. I was trying to figure it out. Tried so many different times until I was able to get that first bit of success I had at the beginning. But that wasn't that short lived. I couldn't scale that aggressive forever, and that's what I do. What I do right now. Okay, so the question in your mind right now is okay. So what is the classic? I mean, what are the demerits of the classic approach? The classic approach, you could burn a lot of money pretty quickly, and there's like too many moving parts. You need to get your creatives right. You need to get your website right. You need to constantly test new creatives. You need to deal with like Facebook relevance score, whatever it's called, page score. You need to deal with like all of those things on Facebook. You need to. There's so many moving parts. Your ads needs to be. You need to get your ads back. You need to have like a proper intro. You need to have good creatives. You need to always like hire people to make your content for you, and just so many different moving parts. That is easy, like very easy to get lost. If you're not jacking up, doesn't have any of that. You don't need to. You don't have any creatives. You don't need any of those things, and you could get equally good results by using the trainer jacking approach. Alright, so we've got to face like the Facebook bans and suspension as well. You have bad customer reviews when you start scaling, then you have low quality score, which is like the page score. And it's just quite challenging for beginners to get it right and start getting results with. That's the classical approach. This approach right here is the soft scale approach. This is like the fastest way, right, to get to like 10K to like 20K a day in sales. Right, I still do this soft scale. But like to get to this level, the soft scale approach you need a lot of capital. The soft scale approach is basically where you find a product before it pops off and everyone else starts selling it. And you're able to create a store around you and scale it up with TikTok ads, Snapchat ads. It's so easy to scale a product, especially if it's a generic product. You find a but this approach, here's what you need to do. You find a product opportunity, a new product in the market that's yet to be scaled like crazy. You build a store around that, And this kind of product as well, you can find it on Facebook, product that new on Facebook and has not been taken onto, has not been moved onto TikTok, or been scaled as aggressively as possible on TikTok. Take you onto TikTok, obviously you build a store around there, you test there with like 50 or $100 a day. The moment you start being profitable, you just scale it aggressively. You go from spending $50 on testing to now spending 1K, 2K, 3K, or 4K within like 1 to 3 days on ads. And doing that, you're able to aggressively scale your store to like 10K, it's like 20K. We do this. I see if you guys check my Instagram story, or you check my Instagram uh, uh, um, story post. You could go check my highlights as well. You see a lot of like result case studies of how we're able to use this strategy, to scale like aggressively to like over 10K, almost 20K a day in sales using this strategy. Okay, so it's pretty easy. However, with this strategy, it also has its demerits. But the demerit of this strategy is one, it takes quite a lot of capital to scale. Right, and the goal is to be the first to find a product before the competition jumps on it. Because if you can't scale it aggressively, you will lose that product to the competition. Why? Because every other dropshipper is going to jump in and scale it with the capital and the team and the resources that they have and make the money that you could have made. Right, so that's the thing with the strategy. It worked well. In fact, I advise that when you start making a lot more money with a Trend Hijacking approach, then you can try all of these other approaches. They work, but like they just come along like different bottlenecks like different demerits. This one, right, you need a lot of capital, like I mentioned, and you will lose if you can't scale aggressively. You could easily also lose a lot of money because you'll be testing a lot of different products. But like for the VAT, this is everything I cover in the Trend Jacking course. Like how was it I'm able to scale products aggressively using all of this strategy. But again, the first thing we do is to start making money, get that money coming in, start making that easy, fast money. They're trying to jack in approach, guaranteed. And once we start doing that and start seeing result, then we move on to trying these other things to really scale up to that next level. So the next strategy right here is the free organic traffic approach. So you see a lot of people run TikTok organic right now, and I've also tried this in the past, but and I will still do organic for my stores, the stores I run right now. We still do organic for them. But like the benefit of trying this organic, right, is that you don't need to spend any money up front. You don't need any money you don't need any money up front for this. And we're trying to identify new products that are not saturated yet that we could create content around. You'll find a unique product that's easy to create content around. And an easy way to start with this one is to just re-edit clips on TikTok and just recreate it, and all you need to do is to just purchase the product, get the product, and start creating content without showing your face. You build a store around there, you link it in your TikTok account, and you start getting like a lot of traffic. A lot of people seeing your ads, start coming onto your website through a link on your TikTok and start buying from you. And once you start working, once you start getting traction on TikTok, then you can take this content and use it across other platforms like IG, Instagram Reels, and Facebook Shorts, and YouTube Shorts, or is it Facebook Reels? I don't know what's called. But like you can start using that same content. You're just gonna be getting a ton of different traffic coming at you, in as much as your content are performing and going viral. But I showed that in this example right here. You guys, so this is the store I was running using this strategy, and I explained how I did. I was able to scale to like 0 to 40K in these two videos. You guys go check them out. Like this also has demerits, and the first demerit here is like it's getting too competitive. You need a lot of content. You need to be consistent because it takes a lot of time. You need to be really consistent to get something to pop up. You need to understand how organic works. Go check those videos and on how I did it, and you learn from them. You also need to have at least 1,000 followers, on TikTok before you can link in bio. So what that means is you have to create a lot of content. Sometimes it might be like 2, 3 content if you really know what you're doing. Sometimes it might take up to like 40 content before you have that 1,000 followers. So depending on how good you are, this is also an option. This is an approach you guys can also take to start getting results. So the last approach here, which is my system, which I created, is the trend hijacking approach. Okay. So let me get you guys hyped up about the trend hijacking approach. So the way it works is one, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. Although we're doing, like I mentioned initially, is we're finding something that's working already. You go and just find something. We're still gonna go into the product research approach and how you find this product literally every single day. we'll find this product that's working. I've been able to use. I was able to scale from zero to like over a million in sales using this approach, and it's so easy because like, result is literally guaranteed. And I'm going to explain to you guys how that works and why it works so well. So you find someone that's scaling their product already, obviously on Facebook or anywhere, running ads and scaling the product aggressively as possible. But you find someone that's scaling the product already on Facebook or any other platform. They're scaling, they're reaching over a million people every single day, millions of people. A product that a lot of dropshippers are selling right now. But you find those products that a lot of people are scaling right now. The reason this strategy works so well is because like if they're scaling it, a lot of dropshippers spend a lot of money on ads. They spend like over millions and millions on ads every single day. But like the reality is like only like 2% of those people actually go on the website and buy. And so what happens to the rest of like the 97% of people? Maybe out of those 100% of people, the 98% of people that didn't buy, there's still a good percentage, like 20-30% of them, they're still interested in the product. But for some reason, they're just not ready to buy it right now. So when they're ready to buy, where do they go to? They go on Google. So when those people go on Google and search for that product, if we're able to always rank number one for all of those product keywords, like they'll buy from. I'm going to show you guys an example. Right. So the way this works, for example, is if you go on Google and search for, look, we're selling this product. Say this is a product that we're selling right now. Right. If you go on Google, this is a store that's running this product, selling this product. If you go on Google and search for, cupboard lock, boom, you search for that. Nobody's running search ads for this product. What these guys could be doing is they literally could be running a search ad for this product and ranking number one right here. A product I've scaled to the past selling this product, examples are like if you go on Google and search for floppy fish, right? That was the first product I was able to scale aggressively. Boom. Right, what should be happening right now is all of these ads, they should be showing, look, they're still selling. There's a lot of different brands still selling. It's crazy. A lot of different brands still selling. So this is the product, this is the store that I sold. We changed the name now to Floppy Fish Dog Toy or Floppy Fish Cat Toy. Right, but like they're still selling it. So usually, because I've said this in too many different times, usually what would happen is all of these ads would be right here as number one. Right, so what you also want to do is you want to rank here as number one here, and shopping ad, want to rank number one on the search ads. But to test your products, shopping takes like a couple of days to get set up. Like the search ads takes just one day, literally it takes like 2 minutes to get it set up. So you launch your ads. If I take this and copy it and come on here and search for, if I search for floppy fish right here, the ads are not showing up as number one, but it usually show up as number one. Right, so whatever ad is right here is what people will click on. So if we're able to always position ourselves right here to sell the story, people are able to buy from us. Okay, that's the number one thing that you need to understand. Ranking number one on Google Ads every single time. Okay, we'll do that. So with this approach as well, we never reinvent the wheel. We're selling a product that's already selling that people know about. So when they come onto our product, come onto our website, we would have a better pricing, would have a really clean branded store that they can trust. Our, our conversion rate will be a lot better because we're branded, we look good, they can trust us. We're able to ethically, hijack product trends and ethically steal customers from the competition. We have better return on ad spend. I'm talking like 5, 6, 7 return on ad spend. If you guys don't know what that is, if you spend $1 on ads, you're able to get back 5, 6, $7. And conversion rate compared to like those original, compared to the classical approach of people running ads on Facebook, our conversion rate is actually way better. We get conversion rate of like 7%, 14%, insane conversion rate. We're able to leverage other people's success using our better eye view because we're looking at, okay, what are people running ads to right now? What are people selling right now? Now we're able to, go on Google and rank number one. So whenever anybody, so literally every single day, dropshippers, they spend millions and millions on products. Create product awareness for us. So when people are ready, they go on Google, they search for our product, search for that product, boom, we're right there, ranking number one. They click on our ads, they come onto our website and they buy from us instead. It's ethically stealing from the competition. Like I can't emphasize this enough, guys. This is basically what you need to know about this strategy. It works so well, right? So The only demerits from this strategy is like sometimes you might be limited to scaling to like 10K a day in sales, but like if you're able to do 10K a day every single day, you're able to do like 300K in sales a month, and that's over like 100K profit. Using this strategy, if you get 100K and profit, then you're able to take that money, yeah, and go. If you want to reinvest in newer stores, you could do that. But if you also want to take that money and then now go on to other approaches like the self scale, so you could scale, you could turn that 100K to like 200 easily within like a week. You could turn that 100K to like 200 using other strategies. But with this strategy, it might be a bit slow because with the stores I've run, the most I've done, I don't know about other people, but the most I've done using this strategy is like 10K a day on a store, on a single store. At times where I run multiple stores and I do like 15, 17K days, but like on a single store, the most I've done is like 10K a day in sales. And this strategy, yeah, this strategy was also invented to make you money while you're able to invent, while you're able to invest in other strategies. So the reason I invented this strategy was so, I was able to make money first, make a lot of money before I start to think about other ways to, scale my stores. Again, this one is to make you that first, make you the first 10K in profit a month. This can make you the first 10K a day as well. Like in my case, like that's what I've done. Do you know what I mean? So just remember, when you start to make 100K in sales, this is all the beginning. This is not the end. The trend hijacking is going to be like the beginning of your journey to making money with e-commerce. But you get trend hijacking, right? You're able to, take that money and reinvest on other stores using the trend hijacking if you want to create this ocean. Like you have 5, 6, 7 stores running at the same time. You're making money. And the thing about trend hijacking is that once you set it up, that's it. You set it up. And the question would be, okay, can you, if you want to scale that thing, you just want to live it running the way it is. Okay, so that's where the trend hijacking. That's where the trend hijacking. So let's now move into how the trend hijacking works. All right. And the question you might have right now is, okay, now that I know that, okay, the trend hijacking works. So the question in your mind is, okay, how do I, like, what other case studies what other case studies do I have? Want to learn about, I spoke about floppy fish, talking cactus store. I've been able to scale this things to over 1 million in sales. So go check this case studies. Go check them out. And I've been able to scale all of these stores to over 1 million in sales. Go check them out and you just learn about how this works. Go click on all of these links, but check them out. Let me know what you think. But like now, let's move on to the product research. Like, how do you do product research? And what sort of product sells? But so with the trend hijacking, one, you're looking at, okay, what product are most YouTube gurus recommending? So you want to go on YouTube and search for product to sell, dropshipping product to sell, and see, okay, what products are being repeated? What product are being, mentioned over and over and over again, across all of these videos. You find a product like that, but that's the one way to find a product. And how do you validate it? And the way to validate it is there are 2 ways you can validate this product. One, go on Google. In fact, this is the paid and a free approach. The paid approach is when you go on Google and you search for floppy fish. You search for the product and boom, you see the search bar. Obviously, you want to have this because you need to install this keyword tool called Keyword Everywhere. You literally install this, and you might need to this one to actually get this thing. What you need to do to get this software, you need to click on this link right here. Just put a $10 credit on it. Just so you're able to instantly see, how many people. What this means, if you don't know, is, okay, it means you get over 5,000 people searching for this keyword every single day. If you get this much people searching for this keyword, what that tells you is this thing sells. People are still selling it. People are still buying it. And with this as well, with this software as well, you're able to see something like the analysis of all the keywords. Okay, there's floppy fish cat toy. And if you come all the way down here, there's other floppy fish dog toy. There's a floppy fish cat toy. There's all the keywords. And the minimum you're looking for, again, is 1,000. If any keyword has 1,000 search volume a month, you can make a ton of money, running that product. If you have that, and the other thing you want to look out for, that's one. The number 2 thing you want to look out for is the search result. If the search result, when you search for that keyword, the search result needs to be, the shopping search result here needs to be the same. Like all of the saying, like this is another variant of this one, right? So it's still the same product. What the product you're saying needs to be, in this case, you see why this works so well, is the exact same product that we're saying. And what that means is we're looking for a product that only has like one. So only has one variant. One variant in the sense that it only has one product category. In this case, floppy fish is just this fish. Obviously, that different side, but it's still the fish. And when people search for it, that's exactly what they're searching for. Another example is the talking cactus or the cactus story. You search that up on Google and say put up skilled in the as well. Look at the search result. They're all the same. They always need to be the same before you. If they're not the same, don't run it because people are probably looking for. A very good example of that is say if you're selling like a massage, let's say a massage, I don't know, a massage gun for instance. Yeah, if you find a massage gun, you're trying to sell it, you go to the shopping area, what you would see is that a lot of different types of massage gun, and people don't know which one to buy. So it makes it complex because there's just no one type. The kind of product we're looking for, it needs to have just one type. Okay. Another good example is this is a product I've scaled in the past. Another good example of product in this category is this calming dog bed. What's called the donut of bed. The search that are boom, they're all the same. Look, obviously this one might be there, but like usually every product in this category will be the same. This is a product I've scaled like crazy in the past. Do you know what I mean? So like they work, they sell, but like your product needs to, the search result needs to be the same. I need to add that as well. The search result, the shopping ads product to be all the same. You know, if they're all the same, you found a good thing. But that's one way to find this product. That's how to validate the product. The other strategy to actually find this product is if you go on TikTok, and you search for "I want a refund." But I mean, this is how you do it. You create a new profile on TikTok. You go on TikTok and search for "I want a refund." All of the videos that you find, I'm gonna show you. Let me show you quickly. Okay, say you go on TikTok right here, and you search for "I want a refund." All the product you're gonna be saying, look, all the product you're gonna be saying a dropshipping product that you can sell right now. All of the product you're gonna be saying, and all you want to do is you want to like all of these videos. You want to like 10 of them or 20 of them. All of these products are product that are selling right now, right? And what you want to do is you want to go through them and see, okay, and you want to search, find the name, go on Google, search it up, see the keyword volume, see, okay, you don't have any keyword volume, and the search result the same, right? And these are ways you're gonna find new products that are scaling right now. Like I prefer the YouTube one to this one. I prefer the YouTube. Go through a ton of different YouTube videos. Find what product people like, what product they're recommending right now. Whatever product they're recommending right now will be the product you have to sell right now. You do that, you find a lot of product that can sell. So the next question would be, okay, now that you know the product that you need to sell, how do you create a store around that? Again, you want to go into Shopify.com. There's a link right here where I give you guys the free all the free things that you need. You know, all the free. There's a free link to Shopify 4 month trial where you don't need to pay a dime. It's a free link to get like a $500 Google Ads voucher. You get like a £400 Google Ads voucher as well. Go click that. Go check that out. But like the question I know you'll be having is, okay, how can you create a website? How do you create a website? Right, you want to go into Shopify.com. Right, to create a website is actually pretty easy, pretty simple. It's just a drag and drop. But like before you create a website, what you want to do, you want to find competitors' website, okay? Because it makes it easier for you. Find a competitor that's already, again, before we sell any product, we're looking for competitions selling it, and you just want to don't copy them, just model whatever they're doing, learn from them. Yeah, the copywriting, see, okay, what are they saying in the copywriting? How can you improve on the copywriting? How can you improve on the product image that they have? How can you have a better logo than them? Everything we're doing, has to be the best in that industry. If you do that, you create a store around that, you do all of that, pretty easy. You have all of that set up. That's one thing. The other thing you need to pay attention to is the message hierarchy. And the message hierarchy is basically how you structure your website in such a way that people come onto that website and buy from you. Like the entire interface and the entire sort of framework needs to follow a particular pattern. The product page, the on page, in such a way that once people are done reading or going through the entire website, they would actually take the desired action that you want them to take because you follow this message hierarchy. Let me explain how the message hierarchy works. The first thing people ask when they come onto your website is, okay, what do you do? What am I looking at? What's this? People come onto your website, they think, okay, what am I looking at? What's this? And boom, this tells them the natural way to chill out. Say goodbye to synthetic pills and hello to natural effective relief. This helps you chill out and relax. Boom, it tells you what we're looking at. That's the first question people have. What am I looking at? And then the next question they have in mind is, okay, now that I know what I'm looking at, okay, why should I care? Why should you care? Well, this helps training your body. It stops stress. It helps you have a deep sleep, a natural sleep. That's why you should care. The next thing now is, okay, am I alone in caring, or do others, preferably others like me, care about the product? Are you alone in caring? No, you're not alone in caring. Well, all these big brands, yeah, they care about us. This is called authority hijacking. You literally, this thing might not be real, but you're adding this to your website just so people know that, hey, like all these guys have reviewed your website. You've been on all these news. You've been on Fox, you've been on NBC, ABC, CBS News, and just gives you that authority, gives you that trust and credibility in the face of the customers. I'm not alone caring. Bro, you show an image of someone using the product. Actually, other people. What they could have done here is they could have showed other people using this product. And a very good example of a website that actually does this well is this one. Right? Look, I'm not alone in caring. Boom. It shows all of these things. It's showing other people use the product. And that just tells you that other people using it, I could use it as well. It's working for these people. I think, yeah, am I alone in caring? They're showing you testimonials and case studies right here. That's what you need to be doing in this phase. Then the next question people have in mind is, okay, you're starting to win me over, but I'm skeptical. So how do you say what you say you do? That's when you want to go into the features of the product, how the product works, if the product that needs sizing, how the product sizing works. Look, they went into, am I alone in caring? You show what other people are saying. That's what they've done. And you guys could go onto this website. It's called infinityoops.com. They show you how the product works. Okay, this is how the product works. They get into all the details of the product, blah, 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 blah. All of the details of the product, right? So moving forward, the next question people have is, okay, if I believe you, how will my life improve? What you want to do at that point, you want to get into more benefit. You want to show them, okay, what these guys have done in this case is they compared it with other things. Running plastic surgery, they compared it with running. They tell you, okay, why this is better, why that is better. Just again, re-emphasizing the benefit of the product. What these guys have done, they did the same thing. They compare with other things, but they also went deep into, okay, why the product works so well and why it works for you. And now they're sharing like what other people are saying. Like I'm showing that other people also care. What they could have done, they could have showed pictures of people within the product, but they didn't do that. Boom. So the next thing people have in mind now is, okay, if I believe you, why is it safe for me? Okay, if I like to believe you, but why is it safe for you to believe me? Well, why is it safe for you to believe me? Well, you go into other things like, showing reviews, showing other people using the product, showing if you have like look, this is the reason they need to be over 20,000 people are sleeping better. That's why it's safe for you to believe me. Over 20,000 people are using this and actually sleeping good. So why would you want to sleep good? The next thing they would say that right now is, okay, if I believe you now, okay, I believe you, and now what? Now what? Well, a call to action. Now what? Shop now. Now what? Shop now. And boom, the shop now. So this is the way, but using the trend hijacking structure, you need to have a featured product. Your product needs to be on your own page as well. At the very bottom, after you've gone through all of these details, to show them the product. Again, the goal is to sell them before they see the price. You want to sell them before they see the price. So now that they've gone through all of those details, you want to be able to show them. You want to be able to show them like the product right at the bottom. Right at the bottom. Boom. Obviously, you want to have a FAQ and all of that as well, following the message hierarchy. So they click on your product, and the product page also needs to follow this message hierarchy. Everything I explained, go on through this page, see what they're doing, see how they structure their own page. This is a good example of what in the message advocate. It doesn't, obviously they use a page builder for this, but you don't need to use a page builder. You literally just build your website without using a page builder. Using like Shopify free themes. That's why I still use up today. I don't use a paid theme. I'm still able to do that. Again, when I better pricing, you don't, obviously you don't want to be the cheapest in the market, but your pricing needs to make sense for people to actually buy from you. When I have better even stable offers. And in terms of offers, but I'm going to leave a video here where I talk about offers, just so you guys can learn a lot more about how offer works and how you're going to get a lot better result, having offers. I'll leave a video here, and yeah. But so go ahead, click on this video right here. Go watch how offers work, okay? Because that's something you certainly need to learn about offers. To be able to create an offer people cannot reject. Go create offers, and boom. So moving on to the next one. Now go through here, get the free stuff. Click on this link. Get it set up. So moving forward, another question you guys have right now is, okay, we know we need to set up on Google Ads, but how do we launch our Google Ads? Okay, how do we rank on number one? Okay, how does Google Ads work? And let me explain how Google Ads works. So basically, Google Ads work on three things, right? Google gives you to determine who ranks number one on Google, because there are a lot of people running ads, but to determine who ranks number one on Google, Google usually has a relevance score. And what the relevance score sort of include or contains is your click-through rate, how often people click on your ad, the beats that you have. If you don't know what beats is, basically, okay, you say Google, this is how much I want to pay per click. If you have the higher your bid, the higher the rank, but obviously we don't want to overbid, and your bounce rate. How much time people are actually spending on your website. Google checks all of those details to determine where you rank, on Google. We're still going to get into all of those details, but basically that's what you need to know. Okay, and keywords matter. So while you are, obviously the goal is to find at least one keyword that has over 1,000, but the more keywords with better search volume that you have, the better. And for all of those keywords, we're going to create something called a SCAG, right? And I'm going to show you basically how that works. I'm going to show you an account right here, right? I'm going to show you an account right here where I basically go through. Let me open it up. So this is an account that we're running that we spent over 50,000, 54,000 pounds on, right, to generate over £159,000, as you guys can see. Right, and basically what we're doing, let me explain to you guys, is we're using the SCAG strategy. Let's say the one that I've spent the most. Let's open it up. So let's use this for example. This one was getting us a ROAS of 3.4 return ad spend. This one's 11.97. But let's open this one. It's a good example of one to use. We open this one, right? We're saying a sex store right here, some sex store that went viral a time ago. Right, so this is the ads. And so what you guys would see, so this is what's called, I want to explain the structure so you understand. So we have one campaign, okay? We want to have one campaign. And under that campaign, you want to have a lot of different keywords, a lot of different single keywords ad group. And it would make sense in a little bit, just keep listening. So if this is our campaign, you open the campaign up, but we have a lot of different keywords. So for each of these keywords, so this is one ad group. This is tongue vibrator over sex. Let's try this one. Real sex toy. So all the keywords that's inside this ad group, is gonna be like a raw toy. So under Google Ads, we have something called like keyword types. And the keyword types basically are like different ways people. So for this one, this is a phrase match. It's called phrase match because when people search for rose story or anything, say rose story for girls, our ads gonna show up. When they search for rose story, like anything, in as much as there's the keyword rose story in that search, our ads will show up. This is the exact match. Exact match means, okay, what people need to search for exactly has to be this. So if you want someone search for just rose story, boom, or the rose story, our ads show up. This is the there's another one called the broad match. I didn't use the broad match right here, but the broad match, which is the third keyword type, the bird, I'm still going to show you choose to use. Bird match is basically, if you're bidding for a bird match, our ad is going to show up literally every single time anybody searches for anything related to that keyword. Okay, so to get these things, what you need to do, in fact, let's create an example now. Let's create a good example. So to create an ad, you obviously need to click on create campaign. Just after you create the account already, click on create campaign. Right, and if you just set up a new account, it wouldn't be showing you this advanced. Let me go back. If you just create a new account, it wouldn't show you this advanced interface. But you need this advanced interface, right? So what you need to do is you need to click on here, right? And somewhere in the bottom here, you will see something like switch to expert mode. So you need to always click that, switch to expert mode and switch. So once you switch to expert mode, you'll be able to see like an interface like this. Okay, so what you need to do to create an ad, if this was the product, say we want to sell this product. No, this one. Let's use this one. Infinity Hooks. But I want to sell this product. So what we need to do again is first of all we need to find the keyword. So what do we search for? Search for to find a keyword. This thing is called hula hoops. But hula hoops, I think it's hula hoops. Right, that's the keyword. But so we know this is the product. No one is running search ad for this thing. So what I told us is there might be an opportunity. I'm not saying you should go ahead and sell this one, but look at the search result. 368,000. That's crazy. Right. Look at the pricing. £15 is the cheapest at Amazon. It doesn't matter whether Amazon is we could still get away selling for 24.50. But like if you look at this, what's the average in the market? We're seeing Amazon sell it. We're seeing a ton of different people sell it. We could come in and actually sell this for like 24.99. Yes or no? Yes. So we have one keyword, hula hoops. We have hula fitness. We have no, these are not keywords. We have hula hoops toy, right? We have a lot of different keywords right here. Uh, let's see. We need hula hoop for fitness. That's it. We have hula hoops. We have hula hoop for balls. Obviously, this the one we're saying now is balls. So you just need to find the right keywords for your. So in this case, let's say we're starting with like hula hoops. So we're starting with like 3 keywords, one campaign. Now we have hula hoop. We're gonna try hula hoop. We're gonna try hula hoop toy. And we're gonna try weighted hula hoop and maybe hula hoop with ball. Okay, so we're starting out with hula hoop. I'm copying this one. We're going back to the ad account, and we're looking to. So you click on this to create ad on that one. Doesn't matter. Click on that. Create campaign. So you want to click on. Again, you don't want to click on any of this. Don't click on any of this. Click on create campaign without a go, right? And then you want to click on search. Always starting with search ads. Obviously, you want to set up the conversion goal, but we don't need to have that right now. After you set up the campaign, go on Google, search for how to set up Google Ads conversion goal for Shopify. You'll find a YouTube video on how to do that. Set up your conversion goal. You always need to track your sales. Okay, so you click on that. You click on new. Okay, you put a website visit. You put your website. In this case, let's say we're using this is not my website, but we're going to use an example. Right, you put hula hoops there. Right, you put enter. Put your website right there. Doesn't matter. You put a name. When the name is SCAG single ad group keyword. Single keyword ad group rather. SCAG hula hoops. Right, and then you want to continue. Create your ads. Continue. And here it's asking you what kind of ads you want to create. We need to always so right here you can't create a manual. You can't create the ads manually anymore. You can't create like the manual CPC right here. But we still have to switch to manual CPC. Okay, so here we'll click on clicks. Optimize for clicks and set maximum CPC to be like. Again, how do you know what to say here? While you're doing your research, you would see like what it costs right now. 0.44 is the average, so 0.44 isn't bad. To start out, we could do 0.4. 0.4 because again we're using pounds is a little bit higher than that because we're trying to get as many. Actually, in this case, you try 0.0.05 because we're using pounds. This is dollars. Okay, so you go ahead and you do 0.35. You know, that's the beat. You go on to next. And this is search ads. So basically, this is like Google when your ad shows on Google. My display network is when your ad shows up and you run ads and people search for the same ad on YouTube and your ad. Let me show you. So display network is when you go on YouTube, you basically search for hula hoops and your ad shows up. You search for what's it floppy fish. Let's try floppy fish because that's what some people run ads for that product. We search floppy fish and so let's see what comes up. Hopefully there's going to be an ad right there so I can show you guys an example. But usually when you click on display, your ads will be showing up there, on YouTube and other search. Look, boom, that's an ad. Can you see that right there? That's what your ad will be showing if you add display. So that's exactly what I meant. Okay, so going forward, you click on that here. Again, we only want to be selling to like the big six countries. We'll be selling to the UK, to the US, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada, big six. So you go in there, you choose all the countries you want to be selling to. United States, you want to start the UK. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to use just two, like you want to always target the six to start with. You're still going to expand when you get profitable for now. That's what you need to do. Right, so you want to do present in people that are present in a regularly in your target location, and yeah, you wanna use people in excluded locations. You want to exclude people, that are not in the country. Click on that, and then the language has to be English always. More small setting you don't need to touch this, you don't need to do anything there. So I'm gonna click continue. Next, right? So you want to name this. So the first keyword we have is hula hoop. So we'll call it hula hoop. That's our first keyword. And here, this is where, so this are, we always want to copy this because it's giving you suggestions and keywords that you can use to create ads. Always want to copy this and copy it somewhere. Don't delete it, just copy it somewhere because you will need them when you're trying to scale and finding keywords. You always need them. So you come on here, you put, so what are the keywords that you're using here? I want to use three different keywords. I want to use like a first match, exact match, and first match, exact match, and a bird match. And how do we do that? We basically come on here, we search for keyword everywhere too, and the keyword match type 2.com. You put your keyword hula hoop there, hula hoop, and you click on broad match, face match, and exact match. Make keyword list, and you're just gonna copy all of that. Come on here and paste it. Okay, you paste it, you come down, and now you set up your ads. You set up your ads. So this is where the trick has been made right here. Where the trick is. The trick right here. So the name of our ad right here. The name of our keyword here is hula hoop. So you come on here, you want to add the hula hoop. Always add the hula hoop. Here it doesn't matter. And the reason we're adding whatever keyword we're using needs to be valid. The reason we're doing that is because we're trying to always be relevant everywhere. So again, right here, the first one could be you could do um, hula for the hula hoop for weight loss. But you could even rather than say you could say hula hoop best. You could do best hula hoop for weight loss. Alternatively, you could do just to make it look different. You could use like number one. There's no hash on my keyboard, but yeah, we're gonna use hash symbol. Let's copy that. You go back to the ads and you put that as number one. You do number one hash symbol, then copy. Let's copy again. Copy. Go back to the ads. You hash symbol, then number one. Do that for weight loss. Yeah, you had a lot of keywords, a lot of different keywords. Like all of the benefit that the product does will be right here. Again, the more you have right here, the better. You're gonna have a lot of different headlines. But this first one that you always want people to see, want to pin it. You're only pinning the first one. We're only pinning the first one. So it shows us first every time. And then here you want to have, you know, best to, for weight loss, you know, whatever it is, best to a device, going to be best device. And all that you add in here is just the benefit of your product, guys. The benefit of your product. Right here, you want to do like a lot of different benefit. You want to do like weighted, weighted Ula aid for weight loss. Doesn't matter weight. You could do just a lot of different benefits. You could lose weight in less than a month. Doesn't matter whatever you're using, or in less than a week. Obviously, you don't want to lie like that. It has to be realistic. Whatever you're using, or lose weight in less time. I had a lot of different ones right here, but the most important one is, again, you want to add other things as well, like free shipping, today, free shipping today only. But you want to add, uh, uh, again, rather than saying just free, you could do free and fast shipping. No, there's not like that. And now you could do, 30-day money back policy. Yeah, yeah, just add a couple of other things. Most again, the more headlines you have, the better. Add more headlines, and then the description right here. What you want to do now? This is what ad will look like. But when you add more description, the description you can just copy this one. You always want to have a keyword. A keyword. See what I've done, guys. If you guys don't know, I added a keyword right here. I added it. I could add it a couple more times in the headlines as well, it's better. I added it once here. Obviously, the first capital and the first letter needs to be capital letter. So you want to add this in a couple of different ones, a couple, not just one. Add it and add more headlines. I'm not adding enough because this is an example. But I said in the description, you could say where either it's a best, yeah, hula hoop for weight loss, or just hula hoop, you know, is the best. Again, just benefit of the product. Just description is the best. Is the best. Say advice for weight loss. Anyone looking to lose weight quickly, to lose weight. Now I can't add that, doesn't matter. But like the benefit is to always have a keyword here as well. You could say over, you know, 15,000 people, 25,000 people or customers love the hula hoop, because of love the hula hoop. You could do full stop and you could do free shipping again. Free shipping today only. Boom, boom, boom. So now this is what your ad will look like, but on Google. So what do we need to do? Now we'll just continue. I don't want to add that website right there, so I'm just gonna delete. I don't want to use that website because I don't want to get I'm just gonna use like a fake website. Doesn't matter. Just an example. But if you want to add images, you can add images of the product right here as well. Add images of the product. Add site links, add call outs. But all of that for now we're just testing. Okay, so all of this could be added later. But add images just in case it shows up on YouTube and your image of the product will show. So add the image. So right here we're done. You will click on done and we just click on next and we basically just Click on next, and obviously we'll put a budget. In this case, it's 47 a day, so we'll put that. But what I suggest you do is I put $50 a day. That's good to start with. If you start getting sales and being profitable, and you go next, and then you just launch it. So the campaign is almost ready to publish. So it loads and boom, will publish it. Hopefully you wouldn't say my website doesn't exist. Okay, so it said obviously I need to fix this one, and boom, publish. So now I'm gonna go and publish. So now what you guys will, I've only added one keyword. So what that means is we need to add more keywords, right? We need to add more keywords. But like let me turn these off so I don't forget to do that. Uh so campaign, right? So I need to post that campaign. Let's close that. It's not showing me my campaign, which is weird. Where's the campaign I just created? Right, so this is the one I just created. I'm just gonna post it. I'm gonna go ahead and actually post it right now. Right, but let me open. In fact, let me show you this before I do that. But like, what you realize is I only created one ad group. So what that means is we need to create more ad groups. Right, we need to bid for other keywords. So the other keywords that we have right now, this is Ula Oop, which is the first one. Now we'll also want to use Ula Oop Toy. Okay, Ula Oop Toy, that's a good one as well. Obviously you wanna click on them and be sure you can open a new tab to be sure that hey, it actually shows for what you need to show for. That's very important. Right, you check in. Okay, this is a bit different. Right, so that's different. It's not showing for what you need to show for. So let's go for Ula Oop weight loss. You know, weighted Ula Oops. Weighted Ula Oops. You're checking it out. Okay, this is the what's this? This is the one we want to sell. They're not showing for it. So until you find the ones that are smart Ula Oops, that you look. It's a smart Ula Oop, that's the product we're trying to sell. So all we need to do is again we just copy, right? We go back to the ad level, we click on add ad group, come to the ad group level, click on add ad group, and so this one becomes pretty easy because all we need to do is to just tweak. We just need to change it a little bit because it's still just gonna create the ads based on like the original one that we created. So now we have this one, smart Ula Oop here. You do the keyword thing, you generate your keywords, copy all of them. Right, you go back there, you paste it to the keyword area, okay, and then you click on save, and it will also generate the ads based on the regional ad that you created for the first time. So our keyword right here is smart Ula Oop. So what you want to do is you want to come here, but you want to put smart. You can fill in these two spaces like this. But smart Ula Oop, even pay multiple times smart Ula Oop, doesn't matter. But and now what we have right here isn't Ula Oop for weight loss anymore. Now we have smart Ula Oop, so we could do smart. Now we could remove the first one. We have smart Ula Oop. Remove these and go um, best. Smart Ula Oop. You know, for we could do best smart Ula Oop. We could do for fitness, and they won't allow us to the best smart Ula Oop for weight. We can't do that as well. That's a bit too much. We could do smart Ula Oop, or we could just do number one like smart Ula Oop. If we won't let us, we could just do number one smart. Ula Oop. You know, if we won't let us, we could just do number one smart. Ula Oop. You know, if we won't let us, we could just do number one smart. Ula Oop. You know, if we won't let us, we could just do number one smart. Ula Oop. You know, if we won't let us, we could just do number one smart. Ula Oop. You know, if we won't let us, we could just do number one smart. Ula Oop. You know, if we won't let us, we could just do number one smart. Ula Oop. You know, if we won't let us, we could just do number one smart. Ula Oop. You know, if we won't let us, we could just do number one smart. Ula Oop. You know, if we won't let us, we could just do number one smart. Ula Oop. You know, if we won't let us, we could just do number one smart. Ula Oop. You know, if we won't let us, we could just do number one smart. Ula Oop. You know, if we won't let us, we could just do number one smart. Ula Oop. You know, if we won't let us, we could just do be smart weighted, you know, smart weighted. In as much as a keyword, look, keyword we want to appear in all of this is like the smart like we have smart, we have relative, so it doesn't matter what the sequence is. In as much as we have that, we're good. So we've got smart relative right here. So the next one here, this needs to be smart as well. So instead of saying weighted relatives, now we could do smart, relative away. So all of the places you have in your headline where you have relative, they need to say smart relative. That really just helps your ranking. Why? Because no one else in this industry does this. But if you do that, like I promise you, like the same day you launch your ad, you'll be ranking number one for those keywords. So you come to the description as well. You check. So here we need to have instead of saying best smart relative, we have the best relative. Now we have smart relative. Right here as well. You want to add smart to it as well. Boom. So once you launch the ads, anybody searches for smart relative, boom, you're ranking number one. So that's done as well. Done. So you do that for the second one, you do that for the third one, and all of the keywords that you have. So you do that and you leave it for once you add the next keywords like the you want to try at least 5 to 10 keywords to start with under that one campaign. 5 to 10 keywords. You try that, like I promise you, you rank number one. I promise you, you're gonna get your first sale using this. Okay, spending already, just turn it off before it gets approved because I don't want it. I don't want it approved. Yeah, and to post the campaign. Okay, so I post the campaign, but like that's how you set up. So the question that comes to mind now is, okay, how do you scale? How do you actually scale these ads? Okay, so the moment you start running it and you start seeing result, you start getting sale. Obviously, you need to set up the conversion tracking. Don't forget that one. Set up the conversion tracking for your Google Ads. Right. Once you set that up, you start seeing the sales coming. Right. And what you start to realize is, let me show you pretty quickly. Let's go to the ads that we've run in the past. I've gotten a bit of sales. So let's say this one that got 2.6 hours. Right. Let's open this Green Tea Max one. Let's go back to campaign. My bad. Let's go back to all campaigns, and let's open one of the ones that spent a lot of money. Let's say this one. Maybe not that one. Uh, let's see. I'm gonna search for those stuff real quickly. These are the ones that spend a lot of money on here. And basically, so this one spends, right, let's open this one. Restore UK, targeting the UK. So that's another way to, so when we start out, what we started doing, we run like just one campaign targeting like 6 different countries. So what you start to realize is like if you now come to like once you start getting sales, and you go to location, you see where the sales are coming from. So whatever country that proves to be most profitable, you create an entirely different campaign. Is the exact same strategy, targeting just that country. That's one way to be profitable. Another way to be profitable is like once you come to your ad group level, you start to realize that some keywords, again, some ad group, which is like the keyword ad groups, again, really profitable, and others are not just profitable. Others just look at this one, just losing money. So I went to the, so just turn it off. Like some will be profitable, some will be profitable. So this is, but what you could as well do to go to like the keyword level. You open it up, you go to the keyword level, you see that some keywords actually, are really profitable, and others. Look at this one, Three as kind of 4% conversion rate, it's kind of 11% conversion rate. This one is spent only $30. It's not getting silver. It's not spent a lot. We want to leave it to spend at least $10. Spend $10, £10 before you decide whether to kill it or not. You know, like the ones that are profitable, all you need to do is to increase the max CPC, and when you do that, this is everything you need to know right now on Google Ads to get results. This is literally everything you need to know to get results. But everything we're running, like we're saying a max CPC, and we're getting a ton of results, we're getting a ton of sales already, and that's how you get results. Okay, you do that, you get a ton of results, you can scale. Using this strategy alone, you can scale to, over 10K a day in sales. Just using everything I taught you guys today. Okay, so I hope it makes sense. I hope it helps. That's everything you need to know about Google Ads. Let's move forward. So I just showed you how to launch Google Ads. I showed you how to scale Google Ads. This is basically everything you need to know to get started. Alright, I hope this helps. Right, so I know some people will still have a few questions. If you have any question, just reach out to me on Instagram. But like for payment processors, if you're living in like an advanced country like a UK, US, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, countries like that, you don't have a problem. You're living in the EU and you have like access to payment processors. But like if you say from India, Nigeria, third world countries, and you usually have challenges collecting your money on Stripe, collecting your money or having access to, you might not have access to Stripe. So what you need to do, you need to find a payment processor that you could use in your country. You can set up, connect to your store and use in your country. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it would be to, have a registered. You could literally be in Nigeria or India or wherever you are in the world and have a registered business, get a business registered in the UK and the US. And once you have that set up, you're able to create like multiple different business accounts. In the UK, you're able to create a Wise account or other multiple accounts. And then you're able to create like a Stripe account because you have a registered business now. Then you're able to connect it to your store. Okay, that's one way to do it. If you can't do it that way, alternatively, you could just, get on Payoneer, go check all these other payment processors, and hopefully you'll be able to get set up in them, and then you could use them to collect your money in your store. Right, so moving forward to get result, right, I just want to go through a few things here that you guys need to pay attention to get results. One, you need to, your website needs to look it needs to look branded. It needs to look really good, really branded. If you want help with building a website, let me know. I've got team members that actually build websites and they can help you build a very branded website with high copywriting skill and really great copywriting job on it by following the message hierarchy and everything I address in this little mini course. Okay, so you want to follow the message hierarchy again. You want to go over it again, try to understand it, check a lot of different websites, try to read through the message hierarchy, see how they're following the message hierarchy. Again, you want to understand, obviously, in this case, we're not running any TikTok ads already or anything like that. Creatives is nothing, but you want to perfect Google Ads. You want to master Google Ads. By master Google Ads, you want to understand your. Obviously, you need to do a research on the customers for you to know, okay, what do they want? Like, okay, what can I say in my that's copywriting for you. Like understanding the ideal customer, so you're able to create messages that resonate with them. Right, so you want to master Google Ads. At that's the only way you get results. And if you run organic by the side, you want to do that as well. Just master content creation. So I know you guys would have questions. I know some of you go through this thing. I didn't cover how to build a website, how to build a Shopify store here because that pretty easy. If you can't do it yourself and you want help, let me know. I've got a team, I've got people on my team that can build your website for you, pretty easily within like a day, 2 days, ready quickly. So reach out to me. That's like the only thing I didn't cover in this course. Everything else I covered. Right. So, but like if you want to ask me any question about this course, you got any questions, DM me in my Instagram. That's my Instagram. If you want to get on if you want to get on the full Trend Hijacking course, my partner's automation program, where would help you, will literally help you while you're learning stuff, will literally help you do everything from finding the products to setting up your store, to launching your ads, everything and scaling for you while you're learning and you're watching us do it side by side with you. You just go check this website out. It's my partners automation program. Right, this is it. Go check it out. You will learn a lot from just going through everything here. Obviously, I charge for that one, but go check it out. If you have the finance to do that, please check that out. And if you want to learn more, follow my YouTube channel if you're yet to follow it. And learn more about dropshipping, making money online, and the rest of that. Go here, go check it out. Go on my YouTube, go check it out. That's my Instagram. That's my Instagram again. That's the partner information program. Again, I really, really do appreciate you guys for going through this mini course. And thank you for going through this one. I really do appreciate you. If you have any question, you can reach out to me. Okay, so it's been nice spending time with you guys. Thank you. Let me know what you think about this mini course on Instagram. Just DM me and let me know what you think about the course. All right, so thank you. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.